to allow us to handle the situation. Because if you don't, even if I know this sounds fucked up, this sounds terrible. If someone is stealing your car in front of you, you cannot protect your vehicle. You can't stab them. You can't do any of that. You have to call us. Now, this changes where, for example, if you are in your vehicle and someone holds you up at knife point, right? And let's say they have the knife and they're on the passenger side like an idiot, not realizing they wouldn't be able to swing at you, and you defend yourself, right? At that point, you're no longer articulating the protection of property, you're articulating the protection of your life, right? Because you are in the vehicle, you can articulate, you felt your life was in danger. So that's why you either pulled a weapon, utilized the weapon, whatever it is, right? You do have an obligation to retreat, though, to be clear. But it's different because, again, in the situation here, it stemmed from property. You pulled the knife, which now makes it qualify as brandishing of a non-firearm. There wasn't really a legal reason to pull it. And as a result of that, the individual at their first opportunity, because from their perspective, they had no involvement in this theft at all, right? This is all a misunderstanding. They're now protecting their life. So at their first opportunity, they pull a wrench and beat you down, right? Technically, that's valid because, again, it's self-defense at that point. So that's currently where we stand.
Even though we're waiting on the cops to come here from across the road?
Correct. Believe it or not, if you essentially held someone up and told them not to move, that's unlawful imprisonment, which would be a felony. So.
Oh, shit.
So we obviously, given all the statements we received, we can very clearly acknowledge two things. Number one, you had pulled the knife. I am going to be charging you with brandishing of a non-firearm. But again, it's better than had you have stabbed them or did anything like that. Or,
I'd never stabbed anyone.
Right, but obviously the reason it led to this was because the knife was originally pulled. If you did do something like that, and the other individual didn't pull a weapon or anything to that extent, you'd be charged with assault with a deadly weapon, which is a violent felony. Your DNA would be on file. You'd be labeled a violent felon, which is obviously not ideal. Because brandishing of a non-firearm is a relatively small charge, again, we do need to take your mugshot. You will get a fine associated with that, but it's a misdemeanor. It's a small charge in the grand scheme of things, which is what I consider sort of middle of the road given the circumstances and how bad this went, given it all being a misunderstanding.
What about the guy in the white shirt? Would he be charged with assault, for example?
No, because you pulled the knife first, he can articulate the reason he hit you was in self-defense.
What about the other victim?
The other individual is actually their friend, and they were sort of we'll say collateral damage. Not that that's okay, but they're not pressing any charges.
What about the other victim that he didn't manage to hit, but actually hit him, which is Simon?
I mean, there is nothing there that we can really do. I mean, so consider this: Mr. River technically did what he did in self-defense. So Simon getting involved, sort of assuming what was going on, wouldn't necessarily have been valid. Because assume this, right? Assume Simon wasn't there. You pulled the knife. He pulls a wrench, hits you in self-defense. Simon sees this, only really acknowledges you as the person who was selling him materials, and then hits the guy even though he hit you in self-defense. That's not valid, right? Like, you have to have the context and sort of like the foundation to build up to. Like, you need to have all of the context before you make a decision like that. You know?
I assume Simon wouldn't, like, he only pulled it out after he hit his friend, quote unquote, in collateral damage accident.
I believe so. You know? I believe so, which is why, again, we're not charging anyone with assault with a deadly, because, I mean, in this case, Simon could likely have gotten a charge for assault with a deadly, even though his intent was good, right? But we're not going to push that. We can acknowledge that, again, this is something that went south and went south fast. So, there's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes you have to make a decision on a whim, and that's seemingly what happened. Plus, Simon was also one of the individuals to approach me and indicate exactly what was going on. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down to Mission Row. I'm going to take your mugshot. I'm going to charge you with the brandishing a non-firearm.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to issue the fine for that, and I'm going to release you on time served. And at that point, you can call Simon, because, again, my understanding, Simon has roughly about 200 or so of your materials. Actually going to give him a
Yeah.
call while we head down to Mission Row to let him know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because obviously I imagine he still needs to pay you, and y'all can probably continue on with you know, what y'all were doing beforehand now that we found out you're in possession of the remainder of the materials and he has the other amount. So give me just a second. Let me give him a call. That way,
I appreciate you, Mr. Rhodes.
no problem. Okay, Oh my god. I'm gonna... Oh my god, he had such an easy number. Where did I write it?
I mean, if you uncuff me, I can tell you the number.
No, it's 420. Like, I don't know if it's three.
Check yellow.
Probably
pages,
find it
he's
in
on
the
there.
yellow page.
Actually, okay. His number, the first three are the same as the last four with one number in between. Yeah, 6316831. Let me give him a call and
What
explain
the
what's going on. Yeah.
How the fuck do you remember that? Same
Because we
three as
talked
the
about
last
it.
four.
Yeah, pretty much with one number in between.
Can I ask for you guys' badge numbers? I like
Yeah,
memorizing cops'
absolutely.
badge numbers.
130. Mr. Cunningham, this is
130.
Officer Rhodes with the
And
LSPD.
mine-
How are
mine-
you?
Hi.
130.
Yeah, I'm alright, how's you?
Well, I'm
Alright.
good. I'm good. I have
know
good
almost-
news and I have bad news.
All of the cops'
Right,
badge numbers
okay.
now. It's kind of fun.
So the good news is we
Oh, that's
figured out what's
Yeah.
going on, and
One of my favorites is the guy who's
believe it or not, nothing was stolen. This is
Right.
all one big misunderstanding from start to finish. You
Right.
want me to explain?
Go on, yeah, carry on, carry on.
Okay,
you fill me in.
so you remember how you told me there was about 600 or so materials that the individual had, but they didn't
Yeah.
want to sell it all. So they arrive, you know, you go through the trunk, you take about 200 or
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
materials. Someone reaches over your shoulder, grabs the remainder of them. You look around, you see white shirt and maybe like green jacket, right?
Yeah.
What you may not have seen was Mr. He told me to call him Honda, Mr. Mayor, the individual selling materials,
Yeah.
was in the trunk at the same time. And when he
Right.
realized materials were going missing because you were taking them, he didn't realize, and he took the rest to hopefully prevent them from being stolen because he suspected someone was
Right.
taking the materials. So you took the 200 some odd materials. He
Yeah,
took
yeah,
the
yeah.
remainder of it. And now you're both under the assumption that somebody else uninvolved has taken the materials.
Completely, as you can understand, yeah.
Right. Especially given, from my understanding, the proximity of Mr. River and the white shirt to the vehicle.
Yes.
So, we cleared everything up. Mr. River had nothing on his person. I also searched the individual in the green jacket. He had nothing on his person. We asked Honda, again, the individual selling you materials. He has the materials and explained, again, the reason you took it out was to prevent the theft of them because the other 200 or so, and you told me you took around 200, went missing. So
Yes,
all of
yes.
this was you two going in the truck
Yeah.
at the same time, not really realizing, and then when you guys both look around, you see people, and then unfortunately a knife really shouldn't have been pulled. If it hadn't been pulled, this would have played out far differently, and I imagine everyone would have been able to talk out exactly what occurred, but obviously a knife is pulled, which was not valid, by the
Yes.
way, because standard ground does not cover theft of
I
property.
completely get that. As I said, from my
And-
perspective, I've come over to speak to you, I come back,
Right,
and this
yeah,
shit's
yeah.
going off, and the guy's wielding a fucking wrench and beating people down, so I felt my life was threatened.
Yep, 100%. So that all happened. So the individual that was selling you materials is going to be under arrest, but not
Okay.
for anything major. It's going to be for brandishing a non-firearm. And the
Yep.
reason for this is I'm going to release them on time serve, so I don't know if you want to meet them over at Mission Row here shortly, maybe conclude everything. But the reason they're not going to get assault with a deadly is because although they pulled a weapon first, the other person in the white shirt who pulled a wrench did so because they saw an opportunity to be
Yeah.
able to defend themselves because this person has a knife, and so they defended themselves. Unfortunately, in the process, the second person they hit, or I don't know if it was the first person and then the second one was Honda, that was actually one of their friends who was with them, from my understanding.
Okay.
It wasn't intentional. Maybe they just got confused with the people in the Group 6 stuff. But then obviously you know, especially when they were heading in your direction, felt you needed to defend yourself. So a lot of
Yeah.
people have an argument of self-defense, and we can't even argue assault with a deadly for the original knife pulling because they didn't really swing until
Didn't
the other.
use it, yeah.
At that point, now everyone sort of has an argument of self-defense on the basis that the original person pulled it at a time when it shouldn't have been pulled. So that's the long story short, even though that wasn't very short. Your guy has the remainder of materials. I'm bringing him over to Mission Row now. We're leaving the hospital.
Okay.
And if you wanted to pick him up, I would likely be releasing him from the back, but it's going to be about 10 or so minutes. Maybe 15.
I mean, I'm you know,
I
just
imagine you need to
sorting
still
some things out
pay
of the
him, right?
lot, so I do still need to pay him. I'm
Okay,
sorting
so
some
how
stuff
about
out of
this?
the lot,
What if I
so-
get him to call you? That way you guys can conclude your business, because I know you still have materials that were unpaid. He has materials that he's still likely to sell. So
Yeah.
I'll have him
That's
call
good,
you,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah. If he calls me up, then I'll conclude the business with him,
Okay.
and that's that.
just
Yeah.
be more
Brilliant.
careful.
All right,
next time, sir.
perfect. All right, have a
All
good
right.
one.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you for that, officer. You.
Okay. So Honda, really quick, I did call
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham, the individual who's purchasing materials. From my understanding, he still has the 200 or so materials.
Yep.
So what I'm going to recommend is we're going to go through the motions at Mission Row. Again, get your mugshot and whatnot. My recommendation is then when you get released, give him a call. That way you guys can conclude that business, because he has materials that have not been paid for. In addition, you have materials that I believe you're still likely to be selling to him. And so that can at least conclude. He can likely give you a ride. Your Glendale should still be in front of the bank.
Probably told by now, no?
It's I'm not certain. It's possible, but
It is what it is.
right. I imagine Mr. Cunningham wouldn't mind giving you a ride, but I'm not certain. Worst case scenario, you can call a taxi or something to that extent. All right.
A goober,
Yeah.
true.
That's correct. All right.
We don't have
So
taxi, we have goobers.
so I'm gonna place you in cuffs. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
man, I
shackle
just
you.
Got my wrists, man.
Here we are. Not gonna shackle you. I'll let you walk. I don't suspect you're gonna do anything crazy. Just going through the motions. We'll get over to Mission Row and get you all sorted out.
alright.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Would
good
you
to get
like
my
an
feet
attorney?
moving a little bit. You know what? I think we're kind of cool with it.
All
I
right,
don't want to
understood.
waste anyone's time.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't
Over
be
a
wasting
misdemeanor,
anyone's time.
right?
Your rights are your rights. Okay.
That is true,
You
that is true.
pleading the fifth. The reality here is, you got to do what's in your best interest. And I'm not here to try to prevent you from doing so.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
130.76 Mission Row with 195.
I feel like I could find an argument there. I'm not gonna lie. Guy put his hands up, and then everything kind of de-escalated. Then he escalated again. But
I'm gonna help you in
you know what?
here.
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not interested in that.
It's a small charge in the grand scheme of things, so
That
I
is
wouldn't
true.
be too fussed about it. Okay.
That is true. That is true.
All right. At least we were able to get to the bottom of this and acknowledge that nothing was actually taken. And
And now I know if my car's getting robbed, I should just let it happen and I call the cops. Yes.
correct. Call the
Correct.
cops.
And I retreat as well.
Well, to a degree, right? You don't have to retreat if property is being stolen, but if you have a reasonable means to retreat to prevent the loss of life, you should absolutely take it. All right, I'm actually gonna bring us to the back here, which I don't like doing because we don't have a gate, but it'll be fine. All right.
What happened to the gate, bro?
The state budget was primarily used on the building. We don't have money for the gate, I guess.
That's
All
the
right,
fuck-
let me just
what
make
the
sure
heck?
this is locked.
Just let me
All
know
right,
where
go
I
ahead
should.
and follow me.
All right, sounds good.
It's very simple. We're gonna go through these double doors. It's gonna be double doors to our right-hand side. We'll go through those, and then there's gonna be a gated sort of jail bar area to
This
the left
place
here.
is nice. You might need to clean the floor a little bit though.
Well, we don't have any janitors yet. Hopefully, we get some soon.
Oh
There we are.
behind bars.
All right, so we're actually going to go through this door first because I do need to take your mugshot. And
This
this is
one.
our mugshot room. Yeah, the lighting in here is phenomenal. Previously, we had mugshot rooms, and you ever see someone
I
see
swear I'm
someone with
6 foot.
lighting only on one side of their face, so like the other side of their face is dark?
Yeah.
We used to have these, but only on one side, and it made taking
Oh,
photos
what the
atrocious.
fuck?
Yeah, now we got both. Look,
Yeah, come on. Oh, you guys upgraded. You're up good.
not wrong. How tall are you?
I swear I'm 6 foot. What the fuck is this?
Okay, do me a favor, just move a little to your left. All
Yeah.
right, and you said you're 6 feet,
Yeah,
just
man.
about.
Yeah. Okay, maybe maybe the shoes I was wearing when I took my hat was a bit more. But what the fuck is this, man?
Here we are. I'm just gonna take a photo real quick. Yeah, you look about 6 feet. You look about 6 feet in this photo.
Okay, yeah, you take it from a bottom angle, you know, so it's like
Yeah,
6 feet.
listen, I'm a professional, okay? I'm a
Come on,
professional.
come on, come on,
Now, the
come on.
last
It's my
guy who
guy.
told me he was 6 feet, I made sure I was standing on that desk behind us, and now he looks 5'3".
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. You've been compliant. You've been compliant. You definitely look 6 feet in this
Yeah,
photo.
thanks.
One moment.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, give me just a second. If you wouldn't mind, here, approach me really quick, and then
Sure thing.
so there's a fingerprint scanner right here at the bottom of the display. So if you just face away from me, I'll go ahead and
There you go.
grab your index finger. There we are, and
Is this the ones that leave like black ink on me, or is this just
No,
like an
no,
electronic
no.
one? Oh, thank God.
all right, give me just a moment.
Dispatch, show Echo 15, 76 CM.
Can I just get verification? One second.
One's en route to the shootings at the lumberyard.
Your name is spelled Mohanad and then Maher. Is that correct?
Correct.
107.
All right, perfect. Here we are. Let me just go ahead and put this into our system. All right, perfect. So your mugshot is in, and just so that there's no confusion, because we did have people assume that when we take someone's fingerprints, that their DNA is on file. That is not the case. Your DNA would only be on file in the event of a violent felony. So, just to clarify, the fingerprinting was just to be able to identify you properly. So you're good on that front. So go ahead and follow me. Actually, you know what? We can sort of conclude the processing here. Just a moment. Also, do you have the knife on your person?
I do have my knife on my
Okay.
person.
I am gonna have to search you, and I am gonna have to seize that for evidence, but I don't really need anything else, really. In just
No,
a
that's the
moment.
knife I got stabbed by.
Huh?
Yeah, I was in a hostage situation, and Officer 133 got me stabbed, and I just remember it.
Ooh. Okay.
Can somebody reply to see if you get a quick
Let's
description for the
see.
911?
I had that knife since, man.
I believe that was a local lumberjack that decided to shoot up the people. down
Just a
there.
heads up, you have an expired ID. You have a valid one, but do you want me to take the expired one to prevent it from being stolen?
Yeah, I'm almost,
No,
check one's almost there.
yeah.
So here's the thing.
107's coming up.
It is not uncommon for people to target people with expired identifications,
Mm.
trying to utilize that in a traffic stop, and then being like, oh, it's only been, it hasn't even been 2 weeks, I haven't had the time, and then try to get,
What the
citations
fuck?
put on your record as a result. So
I
if
don't
you'd
want to
like,
lose my driving license. I don't
Mm.
want that.
if you'd like, I can take it and I can throw it in the incinerator. That way there's no risk of that happening. But the choice is yours. You can hold on to it if you'd like.
You know what? You can take it, man. I don't need the
Alright.
memories. It's fine.
All right. So
We'll
I've
make
got
new
the
memories.
knife, and I'm going to get rid of your expired ID.
Echo
All right,
777
let me just pull up this report.
111 from 113 direct. It seems that the individuals are going to look like locals that are going to be armed with the guns. I'm assuming the wrench would be the individuals who are being shot at.
A firm.
Echo 15.
There we
en route to
are.
Fairleigh to take care of the injured.
All right. Now, just out of curiosity, why the nickname Honda? I'm curious.
Oh, it's a common nickname for anyone named Mohammed.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
like
I didn't know
If
that.
you swap out the letters, remove the M, it's Honda.
Echo 15, 76.
Okay, I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. I've never considered that. Is that like a very common thing?
It's a very common thing in Egypt, at least.
Interesting.
You want to
So
know some weird nicknames in Egypt?
yes, I'd love to actually.
Can you guess like a nickname for someone called Muhammad?
Mo.
See, that would work more in Western countries, but in Arabic countries they call him Dersh.
Yeah, we got a.
How does that work? Don't ask me. I actually have zero clue.
Hey, yo, listen. I'm married, okay, to a guy named Richard, and
yeah,
Dick is short for Richard. Don't ask
yeah.
why.
There you go.
Don't ask
Exactly.
why. Isn't there
Exactly.
also? Okay, I could be wrong with the names. Is
Mhm.
it William? Like Billy is short for William? I don't know. It's something like that.
What
like
the fuck?
yeah, I forget exactly the context, but oh damn, now I want to check this. Hold on.
Yeah, like nicknames.
Yeah, Billy is short for
names-
William.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Nicknames are crazy. It doesn't even make sense in their own language.
So
You know?
I'm looking as to why. It says the nickname Billy or Bill for William is thought to have originated as a rhyming nickname. In the past, it was common to create nicknames by shortening names and adding a rhyming element. For example, Will was shortened to Bill,
Oh.
and then Billy was formed by adding a rhyming Y sound. So
Willy Billy.
I can see it, you know, but like, but if it why Bill instead of Will or Willie for William? I don't know. That don't make sense to me. It's so
I don't
backwards.
fucking know, man. I didn't take fucking nickname history. I do accounting. I do loans, man. That's all I do.
Okay, so Honda, the good news is the fine isn't anything crazy. It's
God.
$190, okay?
No.
So not ideal, but not the worst, okay? Let's see. So how do you plead to the charge of brandishing a non-firearm?
You know what? I'm just gonna plead guilty.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna get you fined. Oh, one moment. There we are. I'm gonna get you fined in the amount of $190. There we
My
are.
bank account spent 40K, bro. Fuck.
And did you have any comments, questions, or concerns? By the way, this was originally a 5-month sentence, but again, going to be taking into account time served, the fact that it's a misdemeanor,
5
not a violent
months.
felony. So we're going to be releasing on time served, okay?
Can you give me an estimate of the time served I served?
I couldn't tell you.
2 hours, 3 hours?
If I had to guess, I'd probably say like an hour and a half, hour 45. That's purely an assumption. It's purely an assumption.
An hour and a half for 5 months? I think I'd take that deal.
All right, so we should be good here. I'm just gonna get the remainder of documentation placed in the report, but you don't have to be here for that. So I'm gonna get you released. I'll release you from the back as I brought you in.
Yep.
And then
Sounds good.
like I
Should
said,
I
if you
walk-
want to give Mr. if you want to give Mr. Cunningham a call,
That sounds good.
there should be no issue whatsoever. I didn't seize any of your possessions outside of the knife, so we don't need to reclaim anything from DOC.
All
We
right.
should be good. Let's see. Richard,
You see
Rich,
Officer
Rick,
133,
Dick.
tell him
You
I forgive him
probably.
for getting me stabbed.
You said 133?
No. Yeah, it is. 133. McNulty.
How'd McNulty get you stabbed?
Man, I was in a hostage situation. Everything was going smooth. He pops in. He's like, fuck you, man. We're not giving you shit. And he's like, bet. And he
Oh.
stabbed me. Yeah. It
Who
was
stabbed
crazy.
you?
I don't even know. It's just
Let
the
me-
guy
let me get you out of
who held me
here.
hostage.
They
Honestly,
get
I
shot?
think you guys... They did get shot afterwards, but I think you guys should practice some hostage negotiation skills.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen, at the
Right.
end of the day, unfortunately, every one of those hostage negotiations is
Mhm.
there's risk involved. Sometimes
is
people
true.
have unrealistic demands. Sometimes people are dealing with mental illness and ask for things that they know are. Listen, if someone asks for a gun, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but they're
that's
not getting
crazy.
it. We're at that point, as fucked up as it sounds, I'm being real with you here, okay? One person's life at risk is already enough. If we give someone a gun to place the lives of others at risk, we're just making the situation worse. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened in your case, to be clear, but
No, and I get it.
you
But
know, it's rough.
in that example, for example, right? He's asking for a gun. You're not gonna give him a gun. We all know that, 100%.
Right.
But do you go up to him and is like, "Yeah, we're not giving you a gun," and just that? Do you leave it at that, or do you go up to him and be like, we can get you this, we can get you that, we can get you that, but the gun would be too, you know what I'm saying? Like negotiation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I mean,
See-
I'm totally in line with what you're saying, right? You
That's what
tell
I'm
the individual
saying.
what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Or at least if you can't, you start giving them alternatives, something more reasonable,
Exactly,
something that'll put,
like-
you know, the hostage or ourselves in a more advantageous position.
Yeah,
But
like
not.
McNulty told me that he was about to negotiate, like giving free passage, whatever, all that stuff. But what he did was he went in and he said, "We're not giving you the $5,000." And the other guy was like,
They
"What do you mean
wanted
we're not?"
money. Oh, yeah, that's one
and
we
then
don't
he
ever
was
do.
like, Yeah,
Oh,
so he's like, "Oh,
no.
it's against the SOPs to give him money." I'm like, "Okay, don't give it to him, but don't start the fucking negotiation by like, yeah, we ain't giving you shit, and don't tell him about the other stuff."
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with you. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But yeah, that's all I want to say. I'm sure
Not a
McNulty,
problem.
he felt really bad about it. He kept talking to me, so
All right,
I'm
that's
all
good
good.
to hear. That's good to hear. Have a good one. Stay safe.
you too, man.
Call Mr. Cunningham.
Sure thing. I'll give him a call right now.
All right. Richard, Rick, Dick. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I just don't understand why they would change the first letter. I don't know if the rhyming thing was the reason, or maybe because it's a nickname, they just wanted it to be different. I guess that could make sense. That could make sense, right? Billiam used to be a cop. Used to be a cop, Billiam Williams. I haven't seen Jovian in such a long time. He used to be an AU cop, actually. What the cool kids did 200 years ago. Billiam was I think he was a cadet for a very long time. I could be wrong. All right, we need to make sure that this report is filled out in its entirety. You know, we're in the security office. You know what? I wish this e-prompt was either outlined in red or alternatively, you know how there's like that little area underneath the E that's kind of like the bolded line? Maybe if that was red to indicate locked? I think that could be pretty good. William Williams was like a cadet for a year or something. That was so long ago. Oh my gosh. Imagine these worked. That would be sick. Yeah, asking. I think that would be that'd be valid. Different colors indicate it's locked. So I think okay, for example, I think like long range like this, you shouldn't be able to determine if something's locked, right? Like you need to go up to it to see it, right? But it only turns into the E once you're fairly close. And it doesn't have to fully be red.
1042.
It doesn't have to fully be red, but something like there needs to be a visual indicator. Mutter, you're not wrong. Maybe for the sake of that, you know, like here's the thing. It's not needed. Truthfully, it's not needed at the apartments because you're only going into either your apartment, your friend's apartment, right? At Mission Row, where there's a million doors from like the first floor down to here, it's definitely needed. Okay. So, report. Let me throw music on in the meantime. Against it, who was later identified as Simon Cunningham, on asking the individual. That was then approached. Alexander River.
Dispatchment 26 out of abandoned vehicles, senior buns, flag and frame pan.
Named. Wait, where'd I get this? Oh, I copied everything. Beef? I think it was beef. Okay, let me next song. You'll listen to this. Wasn't wearing a shirt, wearing a green jacket with his chest. Actually, had all injured people cuffed and detained. Addition to beef and Simon Cunningham. While taking beef's statement.
Dispatch 110 going 1042. I'll be back in 30.
Beef allowed
Nyla.
groups to search their person to which no materials were
He said he was going for like
found.
30 minutes.
Roads then searched.
Dispatch, Echo 111 1041.
Okay. So here. Witnessed everything transpire. I was talking to form saying actually we'll just end it here.
Your roads.
Yep.
Hi.
What's up?
I made a report for people to help people. It's a court report for proceedings.
Okay.
And I wanted to know if you think there's be something that would be needed in there.
Give me. I'm gonna need a few minutes to finish up the current report. It's a fairly lengthy one.
Okay.
So reach out to me in a few minutes, and I'll give you my advice.
Okay. You need help?
No. It's just a bunch of statements. It's just a large scale situation over at the Fleeka that we finally concluded in about 2 hours.
Oh, with Mr. River.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So once I finish this, I'll let you know.
Okay, I'll poke you in a few minutes then.
Oh my God. Hello? Actually, you know what? Actually, you know what? Cunningham stated, he or two group 6 individuals were selling recycled materials. Or actually, Um. Hmm. See.
Alright, dispatch, show Echo 15, 76 Central Medical 4. 40
Um.
seconds.
Let's see. Um. Uh. Hmm. Uh.
Dispatch, mark like 10 cars marked for parking violations in your bums.
Um.
Echo 15 to Echo 111. Echo 15 to Echo 111 Dion.
I'll go ahead.
Can you meet me in the emergency lane as soon as we pull in? I got someone in my ambulance who's critical, needs to go straight in.
10-4, we're already there waiting for you.
Much obliged.
I was running around everywhere looking
Stop
for you.
customer EMS.
Hello.
This is your secret
channel,
paper
hon.
writing room.
It's not so secret.
Well, I didn't know, so
Well, because this is now the
That's very strange.
second person. What's up?
Channel 10.
I was just coming to find you. I wrote the statement I took from Zakid in there.
Okay.
I wrote, obviously, my statement. Did you need anything else from that from me?
Nope, that'll be it.
I did also write the traffic citation. If you would like to notate down in the Legion Square report that I did write in that he had talked about wanting to sell
Ooh,
materials
okay.
and that he said he had a knife on him, so that way.
Yeah, he's not he pled guilty.
Okay.
We're good. Pretty lengthy report. I can't believe this is all one big misunderstanding. What are the fucking
Yeah,
odds?
I mean that's what happens, right? People just fucking things get escalated very quickly, and you know what? Honestly, Rose, just imagine if you had to deal with all of that and you were alone. Thank goodness that there were some.
You
a
know what?
couple other
I'd still be doing this, and you know what? I may be on the last suspect statement right now, but I would have got it done. I would have got it done. Hey, do you know if Turner's
Right.
around?
No, he left.
Do you have Turner's
well
number?
earlier. I do. Yeah, you need it.
Can I have that?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have Turner's number. Sending him a
Okay.
text.
Yeah. When
Hey,
he's
I'm
interested
seeing a doctor. I think I have senior buns. No, maybe not PTSD. I think I have senior buns allergy. Can I be excused from responding to senior buns calls? Thanks in advance. Cap.
And next thing you're gonna know is that if the call is like on the outside, like all the people are on the outside from the stabbing, that it's not like specified. You have to be like the general area. You're gonna have to fucking generalize that.
All right, I've reworded it. Hey Turner, it's Rhodes. I think I have a senior buns allergy. Can I be excused from responding to senior buns calls? That's appropriate,
So you're gonna see
right?
a doctor.
Well, no.
That
If I
sound
say I
right?
think, I'm not saying for sure.
And then ask, do you think I should see a doctor?
No, because
Can I get one of those
he's
too?
immediately gonna. No, we can't all have senior buns allergies.
No, wait. I don't think why we
She's
cannot.
on a different shift though, so I mean, like,
Oh,
Could be
hold
spreading.
up.
could be spreading.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's spreading. Please. We had like 3 or 4 senior buns reports like yesterday or 2 days ago in a row.
Oh wait.
of stabbings. Please.
The symptoms of my allergy consist of my mental capacity dropping to nothing at the sight of senior buns. Is that okay? The symptoms of my...
Okay, but like now your next thing is you need to specify that it's the location and not the food.
We
Because
should
the
we
next
should
thing you know,
open we should open
you won't be able to
Rhodes
eat
Burgers.
anymore.
You know, Rhodes, you should open a burger shop.
That's not a bad idea.
I think you should.
In capital
that would be
letters, I put, no, it's not a food allergy, it's the location.
Oh no, I got it. Don't we have a cadet that oh, what's his name? I forgot. Suarez. Suarez was doing like a taco van thing, and he was calling it. I forgot what he called it. Fuck. It was Suarez Tacos or something like that. Maybe we could do that.
You want Rhodes
He had
to
a van
sell
and everything.
you
I'm
want-
sending
or
it. I'm
you
sending
want
it.
Rhodes to sell tacos?
Sorry.
You want Rhodes to sell tacos? Is that what you're advising him?
Basically, we have competition to senior buns, yeah, so we don't have to
Yeah.
go to senior buns all the time.
Well, I mean, I ain't never seen Suarez. I barely have ever seen Suarez, even when I knew him in the past. So I don't think Suarez is going to be around during our shift to help us with
No,
our
that's
lack
why
of
we
food.
no, that's why we build them up so we can have cross shifts.
Okay, I'm ending it with, no, it's not a food allergy, it's the location. P.S. This is a joke, but only if the request is denied.
I like that disclaimer at the bottom.
You need to put like a really small
Failed to
font.
send message.
Oh.
Is his number... oh, wait, Alice. Is it 420 828 8946? 828 8946?
Yeah, 8946.
This failed to send message.
You have bad service in here?
Hold up.
It might have been too big. I think if it's too big, it doesn't send.
Yeah, it was too big. So the first one is everything, and then the second text is no, it's not a food allergy, it's the location. Yes, this is a joke, but only if the request is denied. I think we're good.
Sounds good. It's really good. Hopefully you get approval. That's that would be needed.
Hey, Barrick. What's up?
Hey.
What's up, Big Eric? How you doing?
Hey.
Big Eric?
Okay. Don't you remember
Your
Bob
Rose was
used to always
probably
call
never
him
around for that.
Bob used to call him that all the time. Big Eric.
Oh.
That was like my nickname for a long time.
Yeah, but that's not how you even tell people your name. You say Derek with a B.
Well, I say, okay, so now I've been saying like it's Eric with a B, not to be confused with like Derek or Merrick or anything along those lines, because people get like really confused, or they spell it like military barracks, like that kind of way. And I just feel the need to clarify people because they're stupid.
Eric.
Valid.
You go over right now. You look like
No,
the kid.
valid.
You literally no. Right now he looks like the SpongeBob meme where Squidward's watching everyone play and he's, like,
outside of the
looking
window.
down. Yeah, he's looking out in the window. That was literally what I thought of because we were all in here having chat news on the outside.
All right. Dana, hit me with what you got.
Oh, you were talking to Dana first. Go ahead.
Report 675, latest report. It's very cool. You should look at it too, Big Eric.
Let's take a look.
Hold up.
Just
Wait a
take a
minute.
look.
Whoa. Do we have an issue? I'm confused. Oh, wait, no, we don't. Okay. The report stays as a report, but also just references the new one.
Correct.
Oh, when you promote it? Yeah.
Ew. They just need to be sequential.
I think needs fixed.
Search.
Wait, what is it you're talking about?
Under report,
how
the
this
Legion
stays.
Fleeca.
Yes,
My concern is that like it's still titled Legion Fleeca, but I've changed it in the other one, and hopefully, it shouldn't be difficult to reference. It's fine. Okay. So I'm looking at
Corporate.
Oh my god, this is like the old cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is also a pic for the
really
cheat sheet. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, people are
Oh,
fucked.
wait,
I can't...
everyone had the cheat sheet but me?
Girl, my knowledge based on the cheat sheet. I'm a cheat cheater.
I didn't know that there was a cheat sheet till I went to bench trial the other day, and after the bench trial, she gave me the cheat sheet. I didn't even realize this was like a shared cheat sheet.
Ooh, oh my god. Badgering. The attorney makes a statement or accusation and questioning to emotionally unbalance the witness. Oh my god, I could have used that yesterday with the prostitutes. I could have said, Your Honor, they are already emotionally unbalanced. How could I possibly badger them?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to make something for not only for cadets, but for people that are less, are less in their comfort zone. The court setting.
I think that's great. Oh my god, I can use this one. Your Honor, objection, lack of foundation. Clearly, both of these lot lizards have daddy issues, and they are lacking foundation from their upbringing. It was missing a key fact. Oh my god, I could have used this.
I feel like the counter from the lot lizards would probably be something along the lines of, Your Honor, I am clearly wearing a lot of foundation. There is no doubt about that. I'm covering up a lot of the
Your
lot
Honor,
lizards.
objection withdrawn. Agreed.
Yeah. That's probably how that would have went.
And you know what?
But,
I would
don't
have followed up with Your Honor, objection vague. I don't know how they actually look under that makeup.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen too many lot lizards roaming around. So.
Ooh. If for the better.
Yeah. So my question is, at first glance, do you think there would be something that would be good to add here on top of what it already is there?
Yes. I think it would be good to bring up so it actually made, especially in bench trials, it may actually be reversed, but indicating which side to be on originally, like where to place the suspect, how typically
what's going on, bro?
typically people are not
Good to see you.
intended to be in
Good to
cuffs.
see you too.
However, prior to releasing someone from cuffs, they should always sort of confer with the judge and ask them to make it clear what the consequences of them fleeing are as a result of not being in cuffs. I do that at least. That way there's no confusion. There's no, like, people know from the very start, I'm taking them out of cuffs because the judge ordered me to, but these are the consequences of fleeing from a court case type deal.
When you say out of cuffs, you don't cuff them like at all, not even to the table or anything?
Correct. They are not to be cuffed at all. The thing is, if you cuff them to the table and then they go testify, they have to be uncuffed. The whole idea is so that there isn't a, the judge isn't sort of, unfortunately, you look at someone in cuffs, even if they're detained, and you assume oftentimes that, a normal person would assume that they're guilty of a crime. Same thing sort of applies, especially if we have jury trials. If people see an individual in handcuffs, the assumption is that they're guilty, and you don't want to expose people, including the judge. You don't want them to necessarily, look at someone throughout an entire court case in handcuffs and have them assume or build this, this assumption that this person is guilty because they're in cuffs. It's easier for a judge alone to sort of ignore that, but again, if we have jury trials, that is a whole different ballgame.
So you just said bench trials, they're the opposite?
No. In bench trials, so let's say we bring someone to court. Let's say drug
I know
trafficking.
where they stand, by the way.
Right.
That wasn't clear. Okay.
So it depends, because let's say, again, we have a drug trafficking case. Let's say it's something we post on the docket, right? We are the prosecutors, and typically that would mean that we are on the right-hand side as we walk in, right? And the people are on the left. However, it depends on how a judge is sort of perceiving the bench trial, because if it's sort of being viewed as they're disputing the charge or appealing the charge, the judge may sort of reverse it, right? Because it's not us. If it, again, comes down to the judge, 9 times out of 10 we're on the right hand side. In an appeal, like a docket appeal, we are on the left hand side, if I recall correctly. And then the judge, again, in a bench trial, depends on whether or not they're perceiving that as an appeal to that charge. But typically we're on the right hand side pushing charges.
If they are appealing, does that they're not considered the prosecution though? What are they?
I'm actually confused. It's been so long. Well, let me see.
I'll be honest with you, Rhodes. I think the judges kind of neglect that part most of the time.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, we're off to the right hand side is the TLDR.
God, that senior bun's allergies spreading right there.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I don't feel like going to senior buns right now.
Spreading.
Eric, we know that you're already allergic to senior buns. You're allergic to everything. It's okay. We understand.
Okay. I think I'm just allergic to any situation where I can tell from the very beginning it's going to be like just a massive shit show of a bunch of people not telling me the truth and just a whole bunch of stuff that's going to lead to nothing. That's
welcome to our job.
Yeah, that's relatable.
Yeah, that's.
Do you guys know that the managers in there force people to tax their tickets?
Huh?
Like, imagine I'm manager and you guys are all working there, right?
Yep.
I end my shift. I'm going, okay, receipt tax now. Give me 5 tickets.
What the
or
fuck?
They do that.
Yes, they do that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not even joking when I say that. It's actually wild.
That's crazy.
Mostly
I was listening to
Mr.
Speedy
Rich
try.
Patel Santana.
Yeah, I was listening to Speedy try and like justify it earlier today, and he's
really?
pretty much